Hello students, today we will see vegetative propagation in plants from leaves. Before this we have seen vegetative propagation in plants from underground stems as well as from aerial stems. So today we will begin with vegetative propagation by leaves. So vegetative propagation by leaves occurs in plants like Bryophyllum and Begonia. In Bryophyllum, buds are present in the notches on the margins of leaves. Plantlets develop from these buds. They get detached from the parent plant and develop into new plants. Even if a leaf falls on moist soil, the buds develop into new plantlets. Now this is the leaf of a Bryophyllum. Now you can see these are the notches. This part is called as margin. The end part is called as margin, and here you can see it is not smooth. So in between there are notches. In these notches there are small buds. So you see all these are the buds which grow and produce small leaf-like structures. So this part is called as plantlet. So there are so many plantlets here. See, 5 plantlets are there. So they all arise from the buds on the margin of the leaf. Okay, then these buds will detach. If you take out one and put it in the soil, this will grow into a new plant. So like this, all these plantlets will grow into new plants. Even if this whole leaf will fall down, then these buds will give rise to new plants. Okay. Now we can do an activity here. Vegetative propagation by leaves occur in plants, okay, like Bryophyllum. So we will take a plant, the Bryophyllum, and we take a blade, pot containing soil and water. We will take this Bryophyllum leaf and cut it into small pieces such that each piece contains a bud. Then we will put this piece in a pot containing soil and sprinkle water every day in the soil to keep it moist, and place the pot in the open so that it can get sunlight. Now observe after a few days. You will observe a new shoot emerging from out of the soil. Leaves of Bryophyllum can reproduce by vegetative propagation. So this new shoot means new plant is emerging. Now from roots. So we can also grow new plants from the roots. In plants like sweet potato, dahlia and asparagus, vegetative propagation takes place by roots. These plants have swollen roots to store food along with adventitious buds. These buds give rise to new plants on getting detached. Now what are adventitious buds? So adventitious buds are the buds which grow on the stem or on the leaves or on the root. So normal buds arise from the axil of the leaf. Now what is the axil of the leaf? If this is the stem, this is the leaf. Now this part is called axil of the leaf, or at the stem tip or at the root tip. These are the normal buds which give rise to new plant, helps in the growth or give rise to leaves or stems. But these adventitious buds are present on the stem or the leaves or on the roots. So see here, these roots, they store food. That is why they have become swollen. And like this is sweet potato, it has become swollen. Now on the tip of this, you can see a bud growing. So if the root develops a bud, means you can cut this part and put it in the soil, that will grow into a new plant. So from the bud, new shoot has arisen. So if you take out this part and put it in the soil, new plant will arise. So in this way we find that from the leaves, buds, and from the buds, adventitious buds on the roots, we can grow new plants. So this is vegetative propagation. So this takes place in nature. So it is called as natural methods of vegetative propagation. So we have seen 4 methods. Now artificial method. Since vegetative propagation is a fast method of reproduction in plants, it has been adopted by human beings to produce new plants. So the vegetative propagation carried out by humans to grow plants is called artificial propagation. So wherever human interference is there, if man makes something, it is called as artificial. One such propagation is done by tissue culture. So let us see what is tissue culture. You know what is a tissue? Tissue is a group of cells which have similar structure and function. The method of cultivating plants in a suitable nutrient medium. Now what is nutrient? Nutrient means the food required by the plant to grow is the nutrient medium for the plant. Okay, so it contains all the essential elements required for its growth and water. So the nutrient medium in a test tube is called as tissue culture. In this method, first the shoot tip is cut from the main plant. It is then divided into many small pieces of tissues. Each piece is then put in the nutrient medium in a test tube and a germ-free environment is maintained. Okay, now let us see here. This is a plant shoot. From the tip, they have taken a piece. So, and then it is made into many small pieces and put in a test tube. This test tube contains the nutrient medium. That means in the water, the nutrients are dissolved and kept on, and in that the shoot pieces are kept. Now, after some time, what happens? You will find that each piece becomes a bigger piece because it is growing, multiplying and growing to form a group of cells. The tissue is becoming bigger in size. Now we call that as callus. Okay, we call that as callus. Now each cell in this callus has the capacity to go into a new plant. So they will break this callus into small pieces and put it in another test tube where the nutrient medium is there. But along with that, growth hormones of plants are added to it. So when the growth hormones are added, they will help the cells from the callus which we have put here to develop into roots, stem and leaves. So many small plantlets will be formed from the callus. So in this way, from just a piece from the shoot, we can grow a large number of plantlets by tissue culture. So when you take it and put it again in the soil, it will grow into a new plant. So we have seen what is callus. Callus is group of cells that grows in the nutrient medium from a shoot. Now it is written there that we have to place this in the germ-free environment. Why germ-free environment? Otherwise the germs are bacteria or the viruses. They will destroy the tissue which you put there and then the tissue will not grow into callus. That is why we have to put it in germ-free. Now small parts of callus are transferred into another medium containing growth hormones. They induce the formation of roots and shoots. And this tissue and thus new plantlets are formed. These plantlets are transferred to the soil and ultimately develop into new plants. Thousands of new plants are produced from a small piece of tissue by this method. Example of tissue culture is orchids, asparagus and chrysanthemum are propagated by this method. I hope you have understood tissue culture.